fly a starship across the universe divide. And when I reach the other side,
welcome to Saber Talk. What is going on? Welcome to Saber Talk on July 3rd. We're also going to do a Saber Talk on July 4th tomorrow. Welcome, Jedi Arms Dealer.
What's happening?
Saber's ready. I don't know if Jedi Arms Dealer has this powered up. There are fireworks outside. I can hear them. There are fireworks inside. I've got the Pentastar. This lightsaber right here has got 600 LEDs inside of it.
I just
Jedi
have
Arms Dealer
Steam Flex with me.
Nice.
I have a blade. Oh wait, I did get the blade.
Jedi Arms Dealer actually designed the Pentacore for this lightsaber blade right here, housing 600 LEDs. So I hope everybody is having a great holiday weekend. If you are in the United States, we're celebrating Independence Day tomorrow. So basically everybody's off tomorrow and watching fireworks tonight and tomorrow, I'm sure. Welcome to everybody that is here. And we're going to talk about a couple different things tonight. There's actually an announcement I have. I don't even think Jedi Arms Dealer knows about this yet. Okay, so
Top secret.
I will announce it right now. So coming soon. Now, I'm not exactly sure when we're going to do this, but coming soon, we're going to have Saber Talk UK. All right,
Whoa.
we're going to have a show at a different time so that I know a lot of people are sleeping right now. A lot of people are sleeping when I go live. I go live at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. It's like 11 o'clock on the East Coast right now. So I know a lot of people are not, around right now. So I want to change the time of the show for a special Saber Talk UK edition. We're going to have Absolute Sabers is going to join me, and I'm going to have Fulcrum and the Force. Both of those guys are on YouTube, so go check out their channels, Absolute Sabers and Fulcrum and the Force. They're both going to be on SaberTalk UK, probably a couple other friends as well. So I don't know when I'm going to do that, but probably relatively soon, like the next couple of weeks. So check out like my subscribe here and check out the announcements in the community section, you know, when I make them for the SaberTalk UK. So we're going to do that. You know, it's probably going to be like my time will probably be like middle of the day sometimes, so that it could be like evening for those guys. So we'll see what we come up with for SaberTalk UK.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, tonight we wanted to do a little bit of drawing. I have a drawing started for Jedi Arms Dealer that we've been working on for like years now. So let me share that screen and we could talk about some other things too. We've got, you know, the finale of Kenobi we never discussed, so we'll be hitting that topic in a little bit as well. Let's see here. This is a drawing kind of doing on my iPad. So it's got one of Jedi Arms Dealer's sabers featured in it. It's called the Illumos, which is like a crystal lightsaber. We've discussed it on the show before, so you may have seen me working on this drawing.
That looks cool. A little reflection of the saber in the saber.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty sweet.
Photoshop time.
Yeah, so we've got this saber, which is like a real life saber made from an acrylic crystal. Jedi Arms Dealer has made that probably a couple years back now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, almost.
We've got this Wampa like Jedi wielding this saber.
It's so cool.
How many like lights are running up and down the saber? What do you got, like neopixels in there and stuff like that? There's like a lot of little lights, right? I could probably use.
Let me go grab the chassis. I threw it back on the charger for a little while.
I could probably use like lots of illuminated brushes on this for highlights.
Okay.
That might be pretty cool.
Fire up.
I'm going to do the same thing that I do to this lightsaber because it's made of a crystal, and I'm going to color like there's like a crystal cave going on in this thing. So let me see, where's my illuminated brushes? I like the light pen. The light pen is pretty cool.
Yeah, it needs a little bit longer on the charger. But you've got, well, the crystal's illuminated with a 50-50. And then you've got 50-50s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the other's opposite side. And then you've got rings, the 8-pixel rings in the back of it. Right here. And they're opposing sides. So one fires backwards and another one fires forward to light up the two speakers.
And those are pixels?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're the pixel rings that you can get like off of eBay. Like a
All right, so
black
those would be
receiver.
like blade color kind of when the saber's on?
Yeah, but it would be in the pommel side of the crystal. Super, super bright. And so, yeah, here's the speakers pommel with the back-to-back 8 LED rings. Then you got the middle, your battery, and then this is the blade side with the connector and acrylic.
Bing!
Yeah.
That was your gleaming lightsaber going off. You know what? Let me play a Jedi Arms Dealer intro because we didn't get to play that. And then I'm going to bring in a new guest.
Nice.
Concentrate. Feel the force flow. Yes. Calm. Yes. Through the other places, the future, the past, old friends long gone.
What a saber.
I love the way you zoom in on that. That was pretty cool.
What a saber. All right, we're going to bring in our friend Jedi Hesh. He is part of Civilized Sabers.
I have something here for you. It's the weapon of a Jedi.
And I am a Jedi.
There he is. What's going on?
What's
Jedi
up,
Hesh.
Harris?
How are you, Harris?
What's up, boys?
Good to see you tonight.
How we doing?
Good.
Real good.
I haven't seen you guys in like 2 weeks. I'm going through
I know.
SABERTALK withdrawal.
Right?
Thank you guys for doing that that show that night a couple weeks back when I was away. That was really nice of you all to host a SABERTALK while I was out of range. I was like out of internet range up in the mountains.
He was on the run from Disney writers. That's what I heard.
They got me in line with the next episode.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. Step in line, kid.
I've got something I'm going to show you guys toward the end of the show. We are going to I'm going to unbox something that I got on the road. I found something that was kind of like, that looked to me like a lightsaber. So we're going to unbox a fake lightsaber in a little while. So let's see who's here. What's going on? Chet Osborne is here. Happy almost 4th. Happy almost 4th. It's going to be the 4th pretty soon. I hope you're having some fun somewhere. Rich Sangillo, welcome back, Space. Thank you so much, buddy. Good to be back. We are back in the Destiny. I'm high above the earth, but I am back in the Destiny starship. JT Lovecraft, I've been here since the spark. How come I got no wrench? Uh-oh, you don't have a wrench. I gotta get you. I gotta get you one. I can't do it from this terminal. You know, I was doing that. Whoever was commenting when I was away that week, I was able to, like, I was logged in as SpaceWindu, like watching the show. So I had the controls, like I don't have them in the StreamYard right here, but I had the controls to like turn people into wrenches. So when I don't think I had my phone going before, but I don't think I could do it from the phone. I think I had to be on a computer. I'll make you a wrench, so I promise you that. You deserve it. You were here from the spark. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna make you a wrench. For certain. So Harris, how was your couple weeks?
Quiet without my boys around.
What were you doing to Saberfy?
So I guess one of the things we all like to do is show off what we're working on. And I got a piece that I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm subbing out. I'm getting old. I don't know that I can do all the work myself. So I found somebody. It's going to be a little surprise. I'm going to reveal in a few weeks. But I got most of course, it's TCSS based. Can you guys guess what I got?
Obi.
Oh, you got an Obi. That's a good guess. I'm going to guess, like, did you get some kind of like MHS based saber?
It's almost everything I do is MHS. So it's definitely MHS. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's a movie saber. And Dave, it's partially your fault because I keep watching your video. I've watched your video like 3 times this week on the big boy. I love that flipping video, man.
Oh, cool.
So,
did you get all the way through it? It's the longest
That's
one.
a 2-hour video, Harris.
Well, I doze off for 5 minutes here. I wake up and I catch that next part of it. And then next time I watch it, I might see the part that I missed, the part that I fell asleep on the first time.
Gotcha.
It's a 2-hour video, but it's awesome. He really goes into detail on it. And it's a beautiful hilt. I mean, the way that crystal chamber pulls out and is its own entity before you even put it into the saber is just amazing.
Thanks, man.
So you influenced me watching that video the past couple of weeks. I'm going to show you guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm going with an
Mr.
MHS based Luke Hero.
Damn.
This is all 100% MHS based.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, it is. That looks legit.
Right now, this piece I bought 2 of. I have one being shipped out. It's already shipped out. It's being powder coated in black in this section. This piece I hand painted with some spray paint, and I mean, if I touch it with my fingernail, the paint comes off of it. So that's why I had the piece powder coated. But this is going to be done in a few weeks, I'm hoping, and I'll show it to you guys. We'll talk about it when it's done. It is all MHS based, and it is going to be a crystal reveal.
Nice.
That's good stuff.
That looks good.
Not as extravagant as what you did, Dave. Not as extravagant as the big boy.
What were you saying about the grip section being black?
Yeah, so the this section here, I can show you because this actually, I love MHS for this. It comes apart very easily. Right here.
The original's got some scratches in those rib sections, Harris. Maybe you could leave it.
Well, there's a couple different versions. This section here is the grip section, they call it. And I'm going for the Luke Hero version. And there's a couple different, so I found and kind of been eyeballing the Mom, the 7 Chambers Myth of Magic Saber. It's a kit. It's a very nice kit. So something I like about that kit is it comes with 2 of these grenade emitter sections. On the same token, you can only use 1 at a time. And I have a personal favorite. I like the idealized version, which means that all of these grip spaces are evenly spaced.
Right.
On the Hero version, the screen-used Hero version, the purist will tell you a couple of these are a little bit thicker, a couple a little thinner. So right now, MHS has this version out, the idealized, and that's my favorite one. You guys know I'm crazy in the head. I got a little bit of OCD, and I stare at the one that has the different sizes. And my eyes start to cross. The room starts spinning. So the OCD, man, it drives me crazy. It's all got to be even, like some of these wider than some of the other ones makes me crazy in there.
And are those the even ones or the uneven?
These are even ones. This is an MHS part, and cost about $19, $20 for this part. It's actually 2 pieces, I should say. I should really break it down. The thin neck.
Oh, nice.
And this is all part of the thin neck system. Let me break this down for you here a little bit.
I wish I could have told him out in the schoolyard when I was being bullied about the thin neck system.
Yeah. So right now I have a battery just in there sitting in it so I can feel the weight of it while I'm kind of playing with it. And I'm polishing it up while I'm playing with it. And then this is the neck section. So these 2 parts come as 2 pieces. And then you got the copper piece. And I also bought this. I couldn't make up my mind which one I liked. I bought copper and I bought brass. Brass just came out last week from MHS.
I like the copper.
I like the copper too. I'm going back 25 years. I don't even remember who I got it from, but it was one of my first sabers. Was a solid Luke Hero. And I sold it a bunch of years ago. It was cheap. It was solid, heavy, but it was all one piece, no guts, no electronics. And the bitch of it was, I'll tell you, you get that one saber that just doesn't do it for you. Maybe you turn around and you sell it somewhere down the line. The first day I bought the saber, it slipped out of my freaking hands, hit the ground, and it put a huge chunk in the pommel under here. So I had it for a couple years. That dent drove me crazy. It made me sick to look at it. So I sold it. And I eventually figured, well, maybe I'll sell it and maybe I'll someday. And I sold it. It's got to be about 10 years ago that I sold it. So it's finally, now that MHS is making the parts to kind of put this stuff together, I went for it. I bought a couple parts. And like I said, I got a special buddy. We're going to talk about it. And maybe after the build and I reveal the build, I may have my buddy on, if that's okay with you guys, to talk about the Saber and what he put into it.
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of a cool thing down the road. So that's what I'm going to be working on.
Love it. I kind of have a story for the uneven rib section. You guys know the rumor or how that happened?
No, but I'd love to hear it, my friend.
They were talking about.
Let me get Mundo in here, and then definitely tell that. Let's.
Okay.
Cool.
I think he's
Mundo's
waiting there.
here.
Hold that thought. Let's. Where's Mundo? Here we go.
What up? How you fellas doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Happy 4th to all. Happy
Right.
4th to all. Yeah, I see Titan, Lovecraft, Rich, Chet. How y'all doing, guys? How y'all doing? Mundo in the house. Mundalorian. And we got the Blade
Mundalorian on the floor.
Master. Got the Blade Master. We got the Jedi Arms Dealer. And we got the Jedi Drummer in the house, too. Woo! Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You're looking super tall from that angle, Mundo.
I
He's
know,
got the
right?
Darth Vader angle.
Yeah.
No,
You got the
I've
high
got
ground.
I've got the laptop on a little drawer right here on the floor of the garage because I've been working on the garage for the last 2 days. I can actually see part of my floor right now. So it's like,
You
my
can do
God. Haven't even messed with any of the lightsaber stuff. So I'm all like, I got to get stuff done in the garage so that way I don't have to worry about not working on the lightsaber stuff, you know? So it's like, I got some time to just get it going. Any of you guys got to work tomorrow? Or is
No.
everybody off?
I've got to work
Yeah.
on sabers.
Oh, man.
Same.
See,
Yeah,
that ain't no
same.
job. That ain't no job. That's fun, man.
Yeah.
No, I got to work tomorrow. So it's like, but I'm going to have my fun right now.
Nice.
I know
I
someone
won't
who's
have
going to be working on sabers tomorrow.
I need him.
What's going on,
There
Rob?
he is. What's up,
What
Rob?
up, gentlemen? Sorry I'm late. Able to-
Rob, what up?
Now
Right
we're
What
on
up?
time.
Yeah, you're right on time. We're just getting going.
Welcome.
Sweet.
No, we got the Jedi photographer right here.
Jedi Arms
Some
Dealer was
great-
just about to tell us something about the rib section.
Yes.
Yeah,
go for it.
Maybe Rob can corroborate this story, or he heard something different. But we were talking about the Luke Return of the Jedi hero, and Harris was saying that MHS, you can get either the uneven rib, or no, I'm sorry, it was 7 chambers, right? With the 7 chambers, you can either.
Only one released so far is the idealized version from MHS.
Okay. So I was telling him the rumor that I heard behind why the rib section through there is uneven. There's a whole bunch of debate about this. I guess when they were filming Return of the Jedi, they were talking about using the Graphics again for Return of the Jedi. And at the last minute, they changed their mind and decided to come up with, they wanted to do this film shoot that was unfortunately deleted, where Luke makes the green saber or the hero saber in the cave. We got the cave scene we never got to see till we saw that what was deleted.
Right.
And so they had to come up with a saber really quick because they had already started filming with the Graphics. So they scrapped all that footage. And apparently the machinist had to get out his lathe and crank something out super fast. And so it was all done by hand. It wasn't done digitally or CNC. And so that's why those rib sections are like uneven. It's because he just went for it, went fast, cranked it out, and was like, here, what do you think of this, George? And he was like, that's perfect, let's use it. So it's cranked out super fast.
Do you know which one actually came out first? Was it the V2 or the other one, the V1?
That's a good question. I do not know that.
So I'll jump in here real quick. What I've heard, I've heard that the V2 Hero, which is what I'm kind of going for here, because it has the copper neck or the brass neck, and it has the lighted arrows, was strictly for the cave scene, but it also could be the one that Vader holds, but most of the upper emitter is in Vader's hand, and you kind of see it this way. You don't really see the whole control box. But the V2 was the one that they mostly used, which is like yours, and it has the pseudo Graflex clamp to it.
Gotcha.
Has the hook on the side versus the arrows and the buttons. And this is more of a Graflex clamp as opposed to just a machine box.
Huh. I love that. Titan Gray, that's a yes, by the way.
Say again?
That is an awesome video. Jedi Arm Stealer has a video of him. It's like sunset, and he's got the speakers in his car, which is like a what is like a professional speaker setup you got in your car, and he's got it playing the sounds off the Saber through Bluetooth. It's freaking awesome. So
Nice.
go check out Jedi Arm
Amazing.
Stealer's channel for that one.
Saber boom boom.
Very cool.
That explains it all. That explains it all.
So is that what you heard, Rob, about the uneven ribs?
I really haven't heard that story
Yeah.
until now.
Well, I figured
them
you'd
kinda just
appreciate it.
rushing.
Like,
I do know that I don't know shit about that.
well, I figured you'd appreciate it because you know what it is like to just use a lathe by hand.
So I do believe it. That it was probably rushed, and the guy just kind of would just kind of cut him as he went.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Vadervault also offers it with the two options, with the uneven and the even version. Because my OCD would kill me when I bought my two Vadervaults. They're both even.
That's what Harris was saying.
Yeah, my OCD would have killed me just looking at it and not being even.
I believe it.
Don't give me no sloppy Saber.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, that's a good story, and I totally believe it. Yeah.
Well, why would somebody buy just the uneven stuff just for the hell of it? I mean, just for the
It's supposedly screen accurate, Mundo.
screen accuracy. Okay.
Screen
Yeah,
accurate,
they want screen accuracy.
Yeah, the purist, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
There are people that won't look at it unless it's screen accurate, They're the hardcore fans. And I call them
Yeah.
purists,
It's crazy to me. There's still so much about these props we don't know about, like the real deal story. We're still uncovering more and more stuff. Like the boot spike was what went in the bottom of the Return of the Jedi Saber that just came out 8 months ago type of thing. We found that out.
The what? The boot spike? What's that?
Yeah, the
little cone. Is that the little cone piece?
it's the they called it the mystery chunk. Let's see.
Oh, that's the boot. That's the boot stud. There's
Yes.
two on the loop too. There's the little cone and then
Right.
the square. That's the part they found out a couple months back. It came from a lady's boot, I believe.
Yeah.
I did find a link to somebody that makes them on eBay.
Really? Wow.
I think I saw that too.
Are you guys talking about
$15
these
bucks.
for the V2? These two parts right here for the V2?
Yeah. And make him big.
Let me see if I can make it
Yeah,
focus.
zoom that in better, Rob.
Wow.
That's it. Mystery
okay.
mystery chunk and cone.
I did know about those. Yeah, okay.
Rob, are you making them?
I can, but no, I'm not. I didn't make these.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I've just had them forever.
Because
I got,
I would like to maybe, I'm thinking down the line a little bit, but once I get done the hero version, I'm thinking about doing the V2 version, and I'm going to need a set of those.
I think Romans makes a pretty accurate one now too.
Do they make
For
the
it.
individual pieces though? I don't know if they'll sell the pieces without the kit. I'm an MHS purist. I want to build all my stuff out of MHS.
I think Solo
there you
Home
go.
sells them too.
Even
Okay.
the V2, they sell different bottom extensions, and they sell a Graflex insert so that it has the proper holing to allow, like if you want switches under the card, it's got the proper holes to allow the wires to pass through. pretty cool. No, I'm thinking about doing a V2. I don't know. We'll see.
I like the V2 over the Hero version.
Me too. Yep.
What do you like about it, Rob?
I like the lever on the control box more. I like just how it looks like, even though it's like weathered. I personally, I'm not a fan of the paint job that it has. You know how they have the stencil kit for it and you can make it accurate. I'm not a fan of that, but I am a fan of just everything else over the chunky control box with the LEDs.
Yeah, it's missing one of the sidebars on the clamp. I like that. It makes it unique.
Yep.
It uses just like a threaded cube on the other end of the clamp. I love that. Just looks slick.
I like the blinkies on the box, on the loop. Hero.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. I love blinkies. If you guys know me, I love little X and LEDs. But for some reason, the V2 has my heart.
Yeah.
And you know me and my little blinkies, buddy.
Oh yeah, you want 1,000 of them. We should have named you Clark.
Right?
I'll probably be getting like Harris pretty soon, man, because I'm starting to like the blinkies more and more. Each time I see a Saber with blinkies, I'm all like, yes,
Christmas.
It's Saber candy.
Well, I'm gonna cheat the next time I do a Saber with blinkies because I'm gonna use the SMD silicone 332 per meter strips, like Jedi Arm Stealer knows what I'm talking about. They're those,
so sick.
Those ones that I make the Dual Star Omega blade from, because then you could program them. Like you could maybe fit like, I don't know how many you could stuff inside like a 4-inch strip. There'd be like 50 LEDs there, and you could like however many there were, and you could like, you know, program those to do weird animations, you know, through the secondary NeoPixel out. So I think that would be pretty rad to try, and like multiple maybe strips of them, because they're so thin, and like sometimes there's like a decent amount of room in a Saber these days with the smallness of all the electronics. So I think that would be sweet.
They are badass.
Nice.
Or even those like 1515s that Jedi Arm Stealer was like working with a couple weeks back. Those are like pretty cool too for the size. Like you could fit a lot of them in the Saber and like have them be programmable. That's insane. That's never happened before with the accent LEDs, right? I mean, you could program them to dance, but only up to like what, 8 or 10, or you could double up and, you know, stuff like that. But to have like each individual one RGB programmable, that's insane.
You seen these?
Yep.
You seen these?
Those are what? Those are what?
Flick a light on. Hold on. I actually got these off of Saber Bay.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, they're micro.
Like you could attach those to your chassis. Your chassis would glow to high heaven.
Not freaky?
Dude,
Very cool.
that is cool.
I can't believe they're making them that small now. Nutty.
Wow.
And like,
Yeah.
like you guys, like imagine like the board was sitting on a bed of these things, and you almost had like a Tron style, or like, did you ever play F-Zero for like, what is it, Super Nintendo? Like the floor of the chassis could be going 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like an F-Zero style.
And those would
Yeah,
be perfect to do like the turbine type LED.
Oh yeah, Mundo. Like you could do
Yeah.
visual effects with this shit. Like you have no idea.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I'm saying. You know, like a turbine going around in your Saber chassis,
Mhm.
man.
Like this in a loop.
Jeez.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what Jeff wanted it as LS6, and I was like, that's just not possible until
Oh.
these came out.
Yeah,
a month ago,
no,
or
there
2 months
is.
ago.
Imagine
Not
weaving
possible.
the inside of the Saber with those fully like when you're clear Sabers, JAD, like when you're clear,
That's
and
right.
those were lining on the inside in a spiral up to the top. You'd be able to control like, what would it
Oh my
be
God.
like 200 LEDs inside the Saber.
I can't wait.
It would be
Spiral would
ridiculous.
look amazing.
Like a spiral. It could do anything. It could be a candy
Yeah,
cane
like-
in Christmas time. It could be
Wrap it like a
a
string.
trippy thing. Like we were talking before, Harris. I think before we went live, I don't know, but we were talking about you know, me and Harris love Superman and like the crystal that could go into the you know, like where you get Marlon Brando's voice coming out when you put the crystal.
Yeah. Dude, now that's badass. They should have had something like that for Luke and them, man.
Yeah,
A
like
Kyber cave.
if someone could make I mean, maybe I don't know, like Jedi Arms Dealer was telling me before the show that he's got some ideas for like what to make as far as a stand. But how about this, like something that was like a cradle for a Superman crystal, and the crystal had like a simplistic board in it that you pick up the crystal, maybe it knows from like RFID or like magnets like whether it was removed, and it glows, and it could have Marlon Brando's voice. It could be like a Superman trinket. I think that would work. I think you could sell that.
I've always dreamed of owning that damn crystal.
I would buy that. Wouldn't that be sweet? And then like, you know, you like pick it up, which activates. It's got its internal battery, and it starts speaking to you. And maybe you put it back down. It would be even incredible if as soon as it activated, it went to your home Bluetooth, like your stereo system, so Marlon Brando's voice would sound good. And then when you put it back into the cradle, it still glowed for a while. Maybe he spoke some kind of crap about Krypton or something like that for a while. Maybe a random.
He pops up on your big screen in your living room, his face.
Yeah, it looked like a hologram.
Krypton.
That would be epic.
A
Let's see this
Krypton
control
Jedi.
box, Anthony. I want to see. Zoom out for me, por favor. I want to see.
Krypton
Yeah.
Jedi. A Krypton Jedi.
I need to make the control box do that with those little LED filaments or something. That's sick.
Oh yeah.
That is sick, dude. Look at that.
Let's see. Chet Osborne says, by the way, Rob, your PSA video was hella funny. You brought Ultra Sabers. Your shit's whack. Shut the F up. I gotta see that. I think
Yeah, that was pretty funny. that was like a month ago. Just maybe less than that, maybe a couple weeks. Just telling folks to stop, trashing other people's stuff. Like if they're happy with it, shut the hell up and keep moving, kind of deal.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vader's Vault just did one recently. They had to come out and crack the whip. Everybody
They didn't make it funny like Rob's video, right?
Probably not. I didn't watch it yet.
What happened over there?
I watched.
Did you, Harris? What did it say? The Vader's Vault one? Oh,
Say
lost
again?
Harris. You said you watched the Vader's Vault PSA?
No, I watched Rob's.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I don't know if Vader's Vault was a video or just like a, how Deanna does. Everybody calm down in here. They're acting like assholes. Yeah, she cracks
People
out the
really-
mom paddle.
Yeah, guys, let me say this. In plain English, man, people take this shit seriously. They go crazy, man. They go crazy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
so
be having
passionate.
fun. It's supposed to
Sometimes
be
you
fun.
just gotta reel them back in a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be all fun. I mean, and just like it's a hobby, guys. I mean, it's not like the end of the world if you don't. Shit. Like, damn.
Well
I
said.
and that's what gets me though, is because people think it's the end of the world if they don't get totally screen accurate or totally accurate. I mean, Jesus, be glad you got a damn saber, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So
I've been happy with Ultra Sabers before, believe me. Like I used to think the Ultra Sabers board was a crystal focus for like a year. Like I was playing with it. I thought it was a crystal focus. I was happy.
it does
I
cool
bought-
shit when I swing it.
Then I realized I was like, wait, what? This isn't crystal focus. There's something better.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I decided a few weeks back that I'm going to try and be a nice guy to everybody. Even if I don't like your stuff, I'm going to be a nice guy.
That's a good leaf.
Right, Rob? That was basically the PSA, right? Keep your opinions to yourself.
No, you don't have to be a nice guy. Just don't be an asshole to the next person.
Well,
That's
yeah,
all.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
But keep your opinions to yourself. You know, if
Yeah.
you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing
Yeah.
at all. Grow the fuck
Move
up.
along.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Just move along.
Right on, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Move along.
You know, if you don't
Nothing
like
to see
something,
here. Move along.
if you disagree, you don't like something, keep your mouth shut. You know, if you think you got 2 cents to add and it's going to be in an adult way, speak your piece. But you know, you don't have to get nasty and you know.
Absolutely. That's it right there.
You know,
Be
and
nice.
even if you know, in look, I mean, what was it, Space, the other day, right? You were thinking about that saber for myself, and you know, I disagreed on how it looked a bit, right? And you know, nobody's feelings got hurt. Nobody was mad. Nobody's pissed. I mean, you know, it's a cool looking saber. It just wasn't what I'm used to. And you know, Space was gracious enough to think of me for that saber. I
Right.
mean, from the bottom of my heart, you know.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you, bless you.
I sneezed on
And
the tooth.
so you know, just because you don't like something doesn't mean you have to ramp on it. You know, you just say, hey, you know what? It's not my kind of look I'm going for. You know what you like. I know what I like, and you know, we'll go from there. And you know, I mean, it's all fun. Thank you,
You know
babe.
what I have to say to that? Correct the mundo.
Thank you, sir.
Correct
Thank
the
you.
mundo.
Wait, what? We got an unboxing?
Well, I tell you, I did this last year for my cousin. I had worked on it. It's just a stunt saber, you know. And I have, you know, before I learned about ultra sabers, I'm gonna tell you, before I learned, I worked on it. I worked on this saber for my cousin, and I decided that this was gonna be for him because he wanted one that was going to be full on bashing, kick ass type of scenario.
So what do you do?
right?
Break it and send it back?
Nope. He hasn't even got it yet. So that's the whole thing. So I just wanted to show, some people that, I've made my own very first, stunt blade.
Wow,
Yep.
nice.
So
Yeah.
you can see here. So
Totally tubular.
So, yep, not too bad. Like I said, very first one, right? So, and let's.
Where the hell did you get that video?
And
I made that
I
video.
still have to.
That's inside a blade tube.
That is true.
All right. So I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, so this is the very first saber I actually ended up getting.
I like those
And
ultra
I
sabers,
decided,
actually.
this is an ultra sabers again, like I said, and I actually made the my very first blade plug as well. So let's check it out and let's see if it actually still works. So we got.
Oh, nice. It's got
There
an
we go,
illuminated
guys.
ring.
So forgive me, I won't be able to put the blade in it right now because I don't have the tool to undo the thing, but
Looks good though.
yeah.
So that came as an empty, and then you made it light up.
Yes, it came as an empty, and I did it like this. So, and let's take the chassis out because I did the chassis, and of course, I had questions, and throughout the time that I was doing this, Space was helping me as well, and so here we go, guys. So let's see here. So
Is that
there
how
we
they
go.
recharge it through that?
Yep.
Nice.
So the
Very cool.
right here, you just take that one spot right there, take it apart, plug it into the charger part of it, and of course I've got the charger and everything in here for him, ready to go. So
Oh, that'll be awesome.
know.
They'll be so happy about that.
yeah,
That-
and I got the PLI right here, so he can see exactly when it's fully charged, because you can't see it in here, but he's got the PLI, so it'll help him know when it's fully charged, and
Very
that'll
cool.
take care of that.
Congrats, Mundo.
So
Window,
yeah,
I'm in
my
good
very
company,
first.
buddy.
What's that?
I'm in good company.
Yeah, there we go. Yes,
This
sir.
is just a stunt, but the batteries are dead, so I can't power it up. I'm too cheap to buy double A.
And I didn't see, and if I don't know if you could see this, but I put a little thing right here in the back of it, so you could just pull it out of the
Very cool.
Saber
Nice.
instead of
Did you
having
use
a.
it-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, did you use a buck puck in there? Is that like the silver box I'm seeing to control the
Yeah,
LED?
it's the buck puck. It's the buck
Nice.
puck, and whatever. I forgot the name of that little piece right here. The oh my god, it's been a long time since I've done it. It's been like over a year and a half. So, and my cousin hasn't picked it up yet, but he'd been busy because he just had a kid not too about several months ago, and so he's been busy.
That's cool.
So, like I said, I got one stunt saber under my belt.
Nice.
And it,
Awesome,
like
Mundo.
I said, it took me a good while to get this done, and I got it done. But now it's like I said, the 3 years with the NeoPixel is what's really taking its time. But yeah, I mean, for a whole year, I got one, a stunt one under those 3 years. I did do a stunt saber. So for anybody who who knows me, and I keep saying that it's been 3 years, well, year and a half really, but I don't count the stunt saber. So not when it comes to the NeoPixel stuff. So yeah, just one under my belt, but the NeoPixel will be the second one, third one, and fourth one, hopefully.
What color LED, Mundo?
Green.
Green.
Yep. Green.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, man. I'll take some good pics of it, Dave, and I'll send them to you.
Cool.
You can see it more clearly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You guys want to have
now the rain is gone.
you guys want to have a little talk about Kenobi?
You
Yeah.
know this.
Let's go for it.
Let's
Let's go
That's what
for
we're
it.
here
Watch
for. The main event.
So the Kenobi
we're-
finale aired, and I don't think we talked about. I don't know if you guys talked. Did you guys talk about the 5th episode last time? I don't know. I watched the 5th and the 6th episode like on the same night, and so I guess I hadn't seen it for a while, and then I watched the 5th and 6th episode. I don't know if you guys talked about the 5th one last time, but I don't think any of us talked about the 6th, right? So the 6th one was the finale, and
Yes.
that's where shit went down. So what did you guys think of this?
Awesome.
Loved
I liked
it.
it.
Thumbs
Yeah,
up
I
from
loved
me.
it. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly, really. I think it did a really good job. And you know what? It kind of ties in when you see Luke and his father, where his father's already died, Vader's already dying, right? And you see that gash in the back of his head.
Yes.
So that finale
Yes.
kind of tells that part.
Exclamation.
The show did a
Yes.
lot of that, didn't it? Like it showed with the droid Leia was carrying how she probably knew many years later that they're being tracked, of course, right? And there was a lot of little things like that that seemed to tie into things you didn't really expect to be connected, but a lot of things like were connected, weren't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, it did show a lot of connection, and then there are some questionable moments, but very few that I thought. Very few questionable moments that I thought. What did you guys think?
I thought the lightsaber battles were cool. I liked what they did with that.
Mm.
I mean, this is like it's what we all wanted, I think, right? I mean, isn't especially all us lightsaber nuts? Isn't that what we wanted to see? More lightsabers on screen?
It was
Yeah.
cool how they pulled in from like the video game stuff. Like if you guys noticed, like when the rocks were being thrown at Vader by Obi-Wan, it kind of reminded me of that Old Republic or the Knights or no Old Republic trailer when Satele Shan is pummeling Darth Malgus with all the rocks.
Yeah.
Now that's actually the instant like Darth Malgus needs medical assistance. And that's what turns him into an almost Vader-like being, where he has to talk through a modulator and stuff like that. And then there was another scene where Vader is manipulating a large spaceship, which is like harkens back to the 2006 game Force Unleashed, right? Where if you guys played that, you have to like kind of button mash at a certain point so that the secret apprentice can actually like stop a ship from leaving or whatever, or actually stop a ship from attacking him or whatever the case is there. So they kind of took these moments, these big moments from like video games and Star Wars, like other things besides the movies, and then put them in this show, which I like kind of made the Force like bigger and more powerful, I guess you could say. And by the time they got to the end of this show, we did get to the point where Obi-Wan is now, he's in command, right? Like, as if you watch A New Hope, like he's choosing when he dies, exactly the moment. It's like he's in control of the fight, and they displayed that in this show. So they displayed that in Kenobi, that by this time when Vader says like you've unlocked your abilities or you got your abilities back or whatever he realized in Obi-Wan was truly like kind of the forever master at that point, right? He was never going to be like weak again, because by the time we see him in the next movie, he's choosing when he dies. And I think that's like a powerful statement, you know, to kind of show him at that power level then as well.
I have a question on that topic, Ant. So do you guys think the Force, I mean, I realize we're talking about a movie here. I get crazy. Do you guys think that the Force is an ability? Any of you guys Spider-Man fans? I don't know. I mean, not to bring Spider-Man into a lightsaber conversation, but there was, I don't remember the exact story, but there was something, one of the movies where Peter Parker like didn't believe in himself, and his powers of wall crawling and his super strength were diminishing. You guys remember anything like that?
Yeah, that was the second movie.
So do you guys think the Force could work like that? Like maybe because Obi-Wan wasn't really believing in himself, just didn't feel, you know, like he maybe that's why he was out of control with the Force. What do you guys think of that?
That sounds like a great breakdown of it, because like I think it's like you're kind of talking about confidence. I think everything has to do with confidence for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was broken, so you know, in the 10 years that he spent not
that's a good word, Mundo. Broken. He was broken. Yes, agreed.
You know, because of him having to, you know, he failed Anakin. He failed being a teacher. Just, you know, he failed a lot of things, and then the fight, he lost. The fight was lost. So yeah, I mean, he's broken. He's depressed. He's
on
beating
that note, he felt responsible for Anakin.
Yeah,
and you know, he felt responsible. Partly, he felt like he was responsible for Anakin's turn to the dark side, right?
Right.
So you know, he felt like a failure. So you know, for those 10 years while he was cutting up dinosaurs in the desert, he was feeling some kind of way, you know.
I think it's an accumulation of several things.
You guys ever been depressed? I mean, even the Jawa said it. When was the last time you took a fucking shower? Right?
It's got to be an accumulation of things. It's got to be, because as from somebody who trains and works out and does a lot of activities, these are all perishable skills. So if you don't train, you don't continue to keep yourself up to date, in shape or whatever, your skills are going to diminish, and you're going to feel that. And you know, the accumulation of what happened with you know, in episodes 2 and 3, and then him trying to like figure out what the hell happened, what's he gonna do, and him in hiding, going through that, that that sadness, whatever he's going through in his head is gonna also affect his skills because he's not training. He's just kind of like just rotting away. He just wants to hide and avoid everybody and do his own thing and hide. So
you guys know anything? You guys know anything about like professional fighters? Like if they have a big fight and they have an argument, I'm making it up. They have an argument with their wife and they got to go into the ring. What's going to happen to them? Their head's not in the right place. They're going to lose, right? So I mean that transcends into this kind of thing. I think. I mean, even though it's a separate galaxy, they're still human beings, right?
Yeah.
That's
agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Good point. Good points by all. Just wanted to touch base on that. See what you guys thought.
Yeah, that's a cool thought. It made me super emotional. I was like shocked at
I mean I didn't catch it. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I saw a clip on I think Facebook where somebody was talking about both Obi-Wan and Anakin actually shed tears.
Yeah.
You could see like for a split second, you could see Anakin with a tear coming down when the mask was cut open.
Yeah.
So
and
they're best friends.
Now let's turn this into the next conversation. So Anakin said to him, he said, "You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did." So in a way, like I think Obi-Wan got a release from that. Like, wow, maybe I didn't turn the guy down the dark path. Maybe it was his own fault,
It's too late.
Deep stuff. Makes you think, Makes you think. Star Wars makes you think.
But that's a double-edged sword too, Harris. I mean, you make a great point.
Yeah.
And I seem to think that at that point, just a slight hint of Anakin that came through there, right? Just a slight hint of Anakin came, and that was where the beginning bit of the conflict between Anakin and Vader existed at that moment and second before Vader took over again, right?
Yep.
And so when you see the show and you see the movies, when you hear Luke saying there's still good in him, I feel it.
Yeah.
I think at that point, once he realizes that, Luke was his son, and then his son is going to turn out like him, that's where Anakin actually comes out.
Yeah, well, that's why. Did you guys watch to the very end? That very last scene was Vader sitting in his throne room talking to Palpatine, and Palpatine asked him. He said, "Are your thoughts with your old master?"
Yeah.
And he said no. He said, I'm with you 100%, but who knows what was really in his head,
I mean, I think at that point, like it probably was because, and then like Mundo said later on, many years later when he finds out about the children, then he is starting to go back to his, to his Anakin like roots. I just feel like the, like Anakin kind of, I mean, I know it isn't, but it just seems easier. Like how Yoda said, the dark side is easier. It's more seductive. I think that Anakin's path is like easier in a sense. And like to kind of say, fuck it all. Like, isn't that easier than to go down the Obi-Wan path of actually having to deal with all of it? Because like for you to be, it's just so much easier just to give up in a sense. So like to give in. And I think he kind of like gave in to the dark side, and that in a sense is easier than like what Obi-Wan has to do. So in a sense, like his final kindness was to actually, like you said, to tell Obi-Wan that it actually wasn't him. It had nothing to do with him. Or I don't know if he kind of meant it that way, but that he didn't have to bear that anymore because like you said, he was making his own decisions.
Yeah, and you're saying basically Anakin took the easy way out, right?
Like, if you really look at it, I could see you make an argument that like it really wasn't, because he he lost his wife, he lost everything and all that. But in the sense of where he was at that moment, where
He killed his wife. He killed her.
Yeah, like
he killed his wife.
Where he ended up being after all that, like becoming robotic. I think like all the decisions from here on out, like he's behind a mask, he doesn't even have to show himself. It's kind of easier, you know.
Yeah, except for the physical pain part of it, I agree.
I'm a firm believer of we reap what we sow, you know. If you're nasty and you do wrong, the ugly comes out, man. It manifests itself. And it came out in Anakin, and he lost his limbs and his defigured, his burned face, you know?
Yep.
You know? And the same thing happened to Palpatine, didn't it? Think about that. Right?
Yeah.
I love the way that was performed. I guess it was Ian McDermott at the end with his lines. He's like, "You seem agitated."
Yeah, that was funny as hell. You're like, no shit, Sherlock.
And they made him look like OT. That's what was so cool about it.
And they also like did throughout what they did throughout the Obi-Wan show, which was callback lines. So he was repeating lines or I guess it's a prequel, so he said them first here, right? But you know, when he's asking Darth Vader, are his thoughts clear about the matter? You know, he says that to Darth Vader when Darth Vader's thinking about Luke, you know, 9 or 10 or 15 years later. So there's a lot of that went on, which it was like people saying a similar line to what they say later. But it all seemed to fall into place. So
yeah, watching the whole, so I watched it like 3 times, and I'm kind of regretting doing that because it kind of tainted it for me after I realized that they pretty much, like as you mentioned, a lot of the stuff that we're watching was just being replayed from other scenes in the saga and in the animated series. And for me, it was just kind of like, wow, that's awesome. I love it. But then when the realization hit that they're just copying what they already did and they're giving it back to us, which is fine. I loved it. But at the same time, just knowing that kind of tainted it for me.
Like they're going safe.
Not that they were going safe. They're just kind of like, you know that whole George Lucas poetry kind of.
Yeah.
They're just kind of repeating it. And that's what they've been doing. Like they're just repeating the story, just telling it different. And that's kind of what I saw in the finale. Don't get me wrong. I fucking loved it. I loved the whole thing. Like I was like, yes, this is what we wanted to see. But then when I realized that what we wanted to see were the great moments that have happened throughout the Star Wars saga, that's when I was like, oh, fuck. You know, that kind of sucks that it wasn't that original is what I'm getting at. That's what kind of bugged me.
Right. I mean, I kind of knew from the start that this wasn't going to be something that was going to kind of stand the test of time per se. Like for instance, if you go back and watch this in 10 years, I'm not sure your desire, like let's say in 10 years, you're like, I want to watch Star Wars. I think you're going to put in something else. But you know, like I guess you have to put it in its place, because like if it was like a super spectacular, I mean, so many scenes would be fresh and new. Like for instance, these encounters with Darth Vader, if you just take the 2 that occurred in the Kenobi show, they were both, I mean, if we're being critical for a second, they were both on dirt. They were both on like basically flat ground. You know, we've all seen, like we're 20 years behind ahead of the Matrix right now. So we've seen people doing flips while sword fighting. We've seen them shooting machine guns while upside down. So I mean, in 2022, I could think of more interesting scenarios. Like if you tell me Vader and Obi-Wan are going to meet, the last idea I would have after having 300 incredible ideas would be just have them on dirt. You know, so certain things like that, like you could go big or you could put them on dirt. So that's the type of thing that it fell
Let me
short.
say this to you: dirt is cheap. It's cheap to produce. So you know they're trying to save
free.
money, right?
In fact, it's free. You just shovel it
money when
from
they
the
do
parking lot onto the set.
You know, I mean, something's got to give. Wait, let me ask you a question. Would you rather a nice backdrop and a crappy Vader suit?
No, I mean, we shouldn't
Yeah,
be
they gotta
forced to
spend the money
choose
somewhere, right?
between that. I mean, you know, Star Wars used to be the pinnacle. They would always break new ground. Like, for instance, the prequels were like the first films ever in HD. Everything always had the newest and best special effects. So to kind of fall short in that department with the show was, you know, I had to reset my expectations. So like kind of like what Rob was talking about. Like for instance, when like Obi-Wan stopped the water from rushing in, which seemed like a danger to him. But yet he just stepped out of the way and let the water hit the bad guys and then stepped through the door. The door closed on a wave, but not even a drop of water came through.
Yes, I saw that. And I was like, what?
And I was like, you know,
I was like, come on, at least a little bit of water.
Yeah, can't someone stand off camera with a fucking bucket and throw it on Obi-Wan? So it's like a little more real. Like, oh, he just got out of the door. Not like he got out without a drop. Like, I can't even get out of my laundry room without a drop of water hitting me. He got out of that. You know, certain things like that you could have done. They could have done better. They could have someone with some squirt bottles. But that's why I'm saying if you went back in 10 years, you know, the sort of glossiness will have worn off, and you'll be like, oh, you know, it actually doesn't stand the test of time like the movies do. But we'll have to see. I mean, you know, it's they're not really using it as that high quality level. They're using it as a stepping stone to kind of give us something this year.
It was great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. It was amazing. Just watching it for the first time, I was just like, yes, thank you. That's what we wanted to see. And it was great. Like, you know, all the callbacks that were coming in, like every time something was being repeated, I was like, right there, like Leo DiCaprio does that, and he's pointing, right? I was like, yep, there's the Ahsoka fight scene. There's the hello there.
Yeah,
you know, finally. Yeah, it was just a lot of scenes that were happening that as it was unfolding that, you know, I could link it to other things that have happened that were memorable in Star Wars and that we love. And so, yeah, so it was great. It was great. It was,
well, thank God they centered it around Anakin, because if that wasn't the case, I think a lot of people, you know, it would have gone in a different direction. So really, thank God it was centered around Darth Vader, because that's who the whole series has always been centered around. And you know how they kind of ignored Darth Vader a little bit during the sequel movies. I mean, there was that bit about Kylo had the Darth Vader melted helmet and stuff, but like, I think Darth Vader needs to be more present in this era, and thankfully he was there, and he was there in all of his, you know, might and his glory, and that was really welcome. That was like that to me had to be there, and thankfully that was there, and the voice was just perfect.
On point. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though, Anthony. I didn't think about it till you kind of brought it up with the whole dirt thing. Because even, like, let's go back to Mando when he's fighting the other Mandalorian warrior for the dark saber. That was a pretty awesome
good
set,
fight.
I thought.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Like, they could fall off the sides and fall into space at any time. You know,
right.
There was elements of danger everywhere. Yes. So I know I didn't really think about it until you brought that up. That's a good point.
I would have loved to have seen Obi-Wan throw some pocket sand at Vader. That would have been funny.
I think when Lucas was in charge, I mean, there was things even at the time when I was, you know, I'm super fan watching all this like internet stuff they were doing in the year 2000, making those movies and stuff, the prequels, and just like, but looking at the stuff that they did for those that really made it like worth watching was, I mean, they were always kind of moving, you know. It's like when Anakin in Attack of the Clones was going to chase somebody, you know, he didn't just run after them, right? He jumped out of the speeder and fell and through traffic and things like that. So I think, you know, that movement and that speed is always kind of a part of Star Wars. And like, even when you first meet Anakin as a little 10-year-old boy, I mean, you're like, how are they going to make this interesting with a little 10-year-old boy? But they have this race scene. So that was something, you know, so I think there could have been, and don't forget, Jedi don't only fight with the sabers. It might have been something to have them in spaceships at a point, because don't forget, Darth Vader was always the better pilot. So I wonder if that would have changed some dynamic. You know, maybe if they did more episodes. There was only 6 episodes. A lot of shows I watched, they have at least 8 episodes or 10 episodes. So I'm sure if they went further, there might have been something with spaceships or.
That was a bummer. I hope if we get season 2, they got more episodes though.
That's what I loved about like all the Star Wars books. It's like they always seem to have a balance of like things on the ground, Jedi with lightsabers, and then they had things with like in space. There was Jedi flying a spaceship, and some Jedi were better at one versus the other, and they would always have to use a spaceship to get where they were going. So in a sense, they had to be some kind of a force in the starfighter. So to see a scene where, like, let's say Obi-Wan, like maybe they like to mimic a lot of that stuff in the show already with the lines. They could mimic some of the scenes, like for instance, everybody loves, and I love the sound effect of that sound bomb that they have in Attack of the Clones. And Obi-Wan is trying to that.
Delay.
So I wonder if there could be some kind of Imperial chase, more exciting than what we got in the show, because that was strange how they showed Obi-Wan kind of maneuvering his spaceship in a manner that was distracting the Empire. You know, some of this stuff went a little too far, especially later when he takes off in light speed in that very same spaceship. So it didn't seem too like consistent there. But you know, to have an actual fighter to fighter chase with Vader and Obi-Wan, and maybe they're saying some clever lines through the radio, something like that, you know, some like clever new lines.
Catch me if you can, damn it.
Where they don't meet, but that'd be cool. Dogfight.
Yeah, they kind of like get close to each other, but don't actually face off at one stage. I mean, I'm sure if they're having a season 2, those are the types of ideas that they could be throwing around. You know, how do we get them kind of interact, but not necessarily meet? You know, I think there's a lot of clever ways you could do that, and also have like a suspenseful attack scene or fight, you know, even if it's not kind of a hand-to-hand fight. Chuck Alvarado is here. What's going on, buddy? He says the dark side indeed. Virgilio Espinal says, good evening, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Good evening. Happy 4th to you as well. Jeremy from Solo Sabers is here. Evening, Saber gents.
What's up, Jeremy?
Thank you for stopping by.
What's up, guys?
Hope you have a great 4th.
Hoping everybody does.
Chuck says, may the 4th be with you.
Hey.
Definitely.
Right?
Darth Raven's Nerd Nest is here. What's going on, buddy? Happy 4th. Eve, my friends, may the Force be with you. May the Force be with you all. One of the comments is like cut off for here. I can't see it, but maybe in a second it'll clear up.
I did catch a statistics video today on how well Obi-Wan did compared to the other series.
Like other Marvel series or other Star Wars series?
Other Star Wars Disney series. So Obi-Wan beat out Mando and by 20%.
Wow.
Yeah, 20% more viewership on the Obi-Wan show than the other two.
Do you know what they based that on?
They have the stats for like Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah.
You got how many views, basically?
Yeah.
How many people tune in to watch?
Well, you know what? I wonder if like some of that has to do with like, let's say Mandalorian was one of their first shows, right? And then a whole year or 2 or more has gone by, so they just they just have more subscribers now. So maybe that's part of it, because it is a couple years after the service has been introduced.
Well, they asked Kathleen Kennedy if she thought they would do a number, season 2, and she was like, "Oh, we're gonna have to check in with the fans," but that's why they were sharing the raw numbers.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, what I liked is that Ewan McGregor was one of the executive producers on the show.
That was
So
probably
if
like
you
a demand to like be on it.
Yeah, they said the two of them are absolutely on board.
I was so glad to see like Hayden doing the not only the scenes for Anakin but the Darth Vader stuff. Even though I laughed out loud. I think it was episode 5 when I saw Reva walk up to. I'm sure Rob knows because he's seen it 3 times. Reva walks up to Darth Vader. They basically look eye to eye. I'm like, no, dude, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, like sit him on a box or something.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be 7 feet tall. Like Reba does not look at him eye to eye. No.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, like but then I was happy. Like I was happy to know it was him in the suit, and a couple of the other scenes did seem to attempt to hide that, but there's no excuse, especially after you've seen like Lord of the Rings, and just with camera tricks, they make Gandalf look bigger than the hobbits, and they don't use CGI for that. So come on, you don't need to do that. They've been doing this since 1939 in Wizard of Oz, sticking people on a box supposed to be taller. It's no big deal to do that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why you don't have a box.
Maybe they were just trying to make her look taller.
Well, I think you're assuming they thought about it and they just didn't.
No, you don't think they thought they?
I don't think they thought about it. They're just like, go, take one, done. Virgilio says, thoughts on the Obi-Wan show? Do you recommend? I think we all recommend it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Gotta see it.
We all recommend it. It doesn't hurt anything. That was like what I was afraid of, really, but I think it was, tastefully done. I think those numbers like show that if Jedi Arm Stealer's saying, that got even more people watching than The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian was like probably on the action standpoint was probably more. Wouldn't you guys say? Like The Mandalorian, he was always teaming up with the town to fight the dragon beast, or it was bigger action. This was more of a personal story, which is good, and by the end of it,
that's what I liked about it, that it was more of a personal standby. You come in, and if you have too much action and not enough personal reasons to go, with what's going on between the two, right? If you have the lesser of the interaction between the two, I think it would lose the whole storyline if you didn't have that personal relationship into it. And again, like Lucas said, it's always been about family, and they considered each other family. So you have what it essentially is, like I was saying, Harris, was that Obi-Wan was broken, and this is what broke him, was that it becomes a broken family now.
What I think the scenes with Hayden, let's say for a season 2, would be cool. And I'm pretty much positive they would do this, which is so we got a lot of like Attack of the Clones era scenes, like the training scene in the last episode there. It was like one scene, but it was cut up into multiple parts, right? So I'm imagining that in the next series there could be, let's say, scenes with Hayden in the long hair get up with that costume from episode 3, and maybe you see some scenes you didn't see from that era, of like an episode 3, like we're best friends type of that era, like kind of like, let's say, right before episode 3 starts. We could maybe get some flashbacks of that era, and I think that the like the de-aging and stuff that they've been doing would work a lot better for that era of Anakin than the 16-year-old Anakin, right? Because it's hard for like a 40-year-old guy to do 16, but it's easier for a 40-year-old to do 25. I think that'll probably be present in the show. I'll be excited to see that, see like some kind of, you know, stuff we didn't get in episode 3 or in between episode 2 and 3.
I want to see what Qui-Gon's going to teach Obi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see how Qui-Gon is. I know he's okay. We all know that the foreshadowing is going to be where eventually Qui-Gon is going to teach him, you know, how to reach out to Luke, you know, with the Force Ghost type scenario. But before that, I want to see exactly how Qui-Gon is going to say, hey, you know this, but I didn't get a chance to teach you this. And this is what you've got to learn now. That's what I want to see.
I also wonder if, like, do you guys think Qui-Gon is, like, is he, because he kind of died before his time. Like, I guess you have to agree with that to buy the next thing I'm going to say, which is like, do you think he has fully gotten to the level that Obi-Wan gets to at his ending? For me, in my like head canon, I feel like Qui-Gon, like where Qui-Gon is now, is not quite as advanced of a Force ghost, if there's levels to it, as Obi-Wan gets to be. Because
I don't think he is. I agree. I agree with that. I don't. Just because only because we've seen the evolution of Obi-Wan and how he progresses, and you know, through the Clone Wars and through Rebels, and then into Episode 4, like a lot has been invested in Kenobi in his advancement and how he's like it wasn't hard for him to transition to the Force and then be able to immediately communicate with Luke and Yoda, as opposed to with Qui-Gon, it was a struggle. Like, even though Qui-Gon said, "I've always been there, I've always been here, you just weren't ready." Yeah. I think it's also on his end, because if we're going with the like Star Wars side and not the movie side of, oh, it's because we never did it and that's why he never advanced, portion of it, you're right. You know, Qui-Gon was still, even though he was his master, I still feel he could have learned more and been better.
Because like Obi-Wan is kind of like, you know, if Obi-Wan's not ready to hear Qui-Gon, it's amazing that Luke was ready at like 18, 19 years old to hear Obi-Wan say, like, use the Force, Luke, or, you know, like, you know, all the things he was telling him. And showing himself to Luke almost as an imposition on Hoth, let's say, you know, kind of giving orders where maybe, you know, in the sense where Qui-Gon was talking to Obi-Wan, yeah, I guess he was in a sense distracted, not ready, whatever the case was, to actually accept that. But I'm thinking if they were at the same ability level, which then Qui-Gon could have maybe imposed himself if necessary, you know.
Unless you go with the whole crazy midichlorian thing, so then Luke got some extra midichlorians from Daddy, so that's why he was able to hear Obi-Wan. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe he was ready. Like, maybe he was like at a state of kind of like, I mean, he didn't go through all that PTSD stuff Obi-Wan went through, so maybe he was like cheerful and chill, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm ready to talk to ghosts. It's fine.
Ignorantly blissful.
Yeah.
On Dagobah.
Kind of like, you know, when they talk about little kids, to say like a little kid is open to like new languages and stuff, like more so than an adult, right? Because like their brain is kind of just like ready to accept like whatever you know, whatever they hear. For us, it's like it takes a lot more concentration, and when we're trying too hard, sometimes it's not going to work. Like, I guess that's what Obi-Wan was doing. He was like trying real hard, like, what I'm supposed to communicate with this guy. He's never appeared, or he probably didn't know what it really meant to communicate with Qui-Gon. Like, he's learning it for the first time. But I think the Jedi are overall, because I think from like what Yoda talked about is like is Qui-Gon the first Jedi to have done this?
Yeah,
It sounded that way.
That's a good
Well-
question. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, he was so defiant, and they said, well, Master, I mean, if you didn't defy the council so much, you'd be on the council. He said, "Fuck the council, I'm doing my own thing, and they don't like it, they can stick it, but I know I'm right." you know, and he's like, "Now look, Obi-Wan, you gotta play by the rules, but you gotta bend them a little bit." You know, you can't always play by the rules when it comes
just
to certain
guidelines.
things. Yeah, they're guidelines. I mean, he didn't say it straight out like that, but if you're really paying attention and in between the lines, you know what he's really telling him. And Obi-Wan is kind of taking heart to it. And later on, when you see that, he says, "Hey, I am gonna train the kid because of Qui-Gon," and Yoda's like super pissed because he's like, "Oh, fine, I, yeah, okay, whatever, dude." He didn't want to say fine, but you knew that Yoda wasn't really happy about it.
Right.
And so, when it came down to it, again, that's where, Obi-Wan felt, later on responsible because he did what Qui-Gon wanted him to do, was to train Anakin. And of course, we all know what the story is, make a long story short. And that's where, you see bits and parts of things. And again, I'm curious to see where Qui-Gon is going to take Obi-Wan at this point from that, if you remember that part to now, what's going on with Luke and I mean not Luke, excuse me, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
I wonder if like Qui-Gon could drop a bomb, like a verbal bomb. Like, for instance, there's this like kind of thing that was going on in the expanded universe books, which is I don't know if it's more like there was like hints in the books kind of about this, and it's kind of a theory, and some of you guys might know what I'm talking about when I say it, is that like Anakin's looked at as the chosen one. So like Darth Vader is supposed to be the chosen one, right? And then you can get talking about it and say, well, yeah, he's the one that kind of got rid of Palpatine. He threw him over the thing, but it's like Luke had to be there to get him to that spot. So is Luke the chosen one? And then, okay, well, like Yoda said, there's another. So was there two chosen ones? Because it was like Luke and Leia, because they're twins. So either one of them could have done it. Or like my kind of theory going from these books is that like that's all bullshit. Like this is a trick by Palpatine, like by the Sith, because like all you need is like for a Sith to kind of, and some Sith start out being Jedi, right? So all you need is like some Sith to kind of put the idea in a Jedi's head, or put it in the library of the Jedi Temple to say, there's this prophecy, there's this chosen one coming, and he's going to be born in this area or whatever. When literally, in fact, it's like Palpatine, like doing some magic, getting Shmi Skywalker pregnant, making this baby, and telling the Jedi like this kid could be the chosen one or something.
So
That's
I
an
read
interesting
somewhere
theory.
that theory was debunked. That when they wrote it, it wasn't that Palpatine magically impregnated her and then had Anakin and then used him to manipulate and whatnot like that. Like that was written, and it was like, no, that's not. That theory was denied.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but yeah, I remember seeing somewhere that they wrote that they said no, that's not true.
Huh.
What
I
do you
never
think
read
about
that.
like the
Intention.
chosen one question. Like, do you think Anakin is a chosen one, or do you think it's kind of like a game people are playing to get what they want?
I think he could have been the chosen one. He could have been the chosen one, but because the Jedi were so naive and they're kind of like just set in their ways. Excuse me, that the Sith were able to manipulate that, use that to their advantage, and manipulate it to turn him to the dark side. had they been more open, listened more aware of what's going on, he probably would have been and remained the chosen one. But because he went down the dark path, obviously that all went out the window. But then again, like, we have a ton of Jedis and only like a handful of Sith that they're showing us. It's always like the rule of two. But there's so many other Force sensitive, I guess, not that they're Sith, but they can be Sith. But they're never really
like
shown.
all those Inquisitors are kind of maybe waiting around.
Yeah.
Like, if something happens to Darth Vader, whatever one is strong of them can step up to his level, maybe.
Yeah. So
It's possible.
I think it would be amazing, like, if they did the Knights of the Old Republic story in live action. Like, that would
Oh my god.
kill.
That would be amazing.
kill. That would be amazing.
Yep, the Game of Thrones of Star Wars. Whew.
I think for like,
Gotta get some good
like
writers.
how about this for like a Disney show? Is like they hire a kid, like, how they got like the Harry Potter kid. They did like a 2-year search. They found Daniel Radcliffe. He's going to be Harry Potter. He went through all the movies and he grew up along the way. What if they got like a 10, 11-year-old kid, like sort of like this Harry Potter idea, but it's like, it's going to be evil. Like, it's going to be like we're following Draco Malfoy, but worse. Like, we're following Anakin, right? And it's like all those scenes we see in the temple of like the Jedi in the classrooms and stuff, like they expand on that for the show. And it's like a dark version where, like, sometimes maybe you have Ewan McGregor there and he takes Anakin somewhere, but then other times it's like Anakin's in a classroom, right? And then we see that Anakin like leads one of the students to their death. Like, how it's like it's a slow burn, like how that happens, but it's like a secret from Obi-Wan.
Yeah, so like we see,
like his first kill, like it's like before the Sand People and shit, and like we can use this show to see like evil Anakin now and again. But it could be like an Eddie, Haskell.
Like where the anger builds up. Yeah,
right. And like it comes out at these certain points, and then other times there's like episodes that go by where he seems fine. But there's this like dark thing in the background where he's almost like a bully, and he's bullying people, and people saying you're not the chosen one. He's like, I'll fucking show you. Right? Or like other times where he's maybe scheming or something. I think that could be a crazy. I don't know if they had the balls to do that, like have a kid show go bad.
That is a great idea, Space.
I'm pretty sure eventually, like, so they gave us the Obi-Wan show, right? So now we need a Vader show. I want to see a Secret Apprentice. I want to see Galen Merrick. Starkiller. I got to see that.
Wow, that would be so cool.
They already did like the ship pull. They could easily do that. They could easily do that. And how sweet would that be? Because literally during that show, you never have to have Anakin's face. Like you never have to have the helmet off. So it could be anybody. They could be filming that alongside other things, but you could have Vader in that being the being that big bad figure. So instead of being Palpatine, which he could appear, he could have a cameo, but for the most part, right, it's the imposing figure is Vader there during that.
I'm pretty sure they'll do it. I'm willing to bet they'll do it. Eventually, we'll get that.
Has Disney admitted that Starkiller is canon yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I would love that too. Oh my god!
So if they did do it, they'd probably change a bunch of stuff about it. Like they would not call him Galen Merrick or would. I don't know, because do you remember in wasn't the okay, so they had Rogue One come out, and the main character's name is Jyn Erso. But if you played, what was it, like the game with Kyle Katarn, it's like the chick sitting next to Kyle Katarn, like his friend, his co-pilot is Jyn Erso, right? Remember that shit? So they pick and choose. Like, so you might, in a way, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it, but it'll be like, it's not Galen Merrick. It's
all jacked up.
Something, it's another name. It's some weird shit.
Right.
I'd also like to see where the evolution of the lightsaber goes through. Like you were saying, the Knights of the Republic, the old Republic and all
Maybe
that
show like
stuff.
a proto saber or something.
Disney
Yeah.
don't care about
Show-
lightsabers. They've shown that
Show the proto saber, but then show the evolution of how the lightsaber started becoming of what it is now, to where when Luke got his saber, and how all the different Sith had their lightsabers, and how the evolution of the Sith saber came around to like where Palpatine's is now.
Yeah, like how he's like he's got kind of like a concealed carry saber.
Yeah.
Do you remember all those sabers? Because as you were saying that, Mundo, I laughed because I was thinking of the scene where Obi-Wan, like they show him a tray of like kids' lightsabers. He's like, or something. It's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know. Like, that's all you can think of. Like, how about you give some to a couple of these people? Like, there's that one guy that's dressed like a Jedi, at least to distract people. I don't know, like distract them. Like they're looking for a saber. Like, pass those out. Or, I don't know.
Really? Like, why are they just sitting there?
No, keep them on the tray. Put them in
talking
the
about
hands of like
Haja?
a mannequin would be
The fake
better.
Jedi Haja.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
He could like take a couple blaster hits like for the kids.
That would be funny.
People
I like how he
find-
tells Obi-Wan, "I'm no babysitter, Obi-Wan."
I know that was funny. I still went.
And Obi-Wan is just like ignores him, like, "Shut up and do it." It's
I like your idea though, Mundo. You could squeeze it into one of the classroom sessions with the younglings, and they give them like a tutorial, and we get to witness it firsthand. The evolution of the lightsaber. I like that.
Or even Jocasta can show, like, hey, she'll show a film on the evolution of the lightsabers. Like, this
Right.
is what used to be. We get into we see the Jedi Archives library, right? Well, how
I
come
think
we've
good
never gone?
animation for one of those animated you remember like the Japanese animated thing that they did? That'd be sick to see that like
Yeah.
animated.
Well, didn't they
But
show
let's
that in
That was sick.
in Clone Wars? In Clone Wars, they had an episode where they had the younglings go out and pick out their crystal and make
Yeah.
their saber.
That's true. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Did they go into
but,
detail
again,
about the dark side sabers?
No, it was just light side.
Yeah.
See,
my
and
favorite
again,
Clone
that's
Wars
where
episode, by the way.
What'd you say, Harris? That's your
That's
favorite
my
one?
favorite Clone Wars episode, by the way.
Yeah, that is. a
Yeah.
good
That's
one.
pretty cool. Yeah.
So that I think that would be
That's
a
the one
great
I watched
episode.
over and over.
Agreed.
I would like to see that too, Mundo. I think it should be like, I mean, if what Rob is talking about comes true, we would probably see something like that because the Old Republic, like the Knights of the Old Republic, is full of like Sith lore. Especially if they gave us something like a Darth Bane trilogy. I mean, anybody that loves lightsabers and loves the Force or the dark side would go ape shit over
Dude.
Darth Bane movie.
Lightsabers are the only reason we love Star Wars. If they didn't have lightsabers, we wouldn't care.
Truth.
That's the whole reason why
So
I'm here.
uncivilized. They would be so uncivilized.
Yeah, exactly. You got blasters. Any other moves got blasters. Fuck you guys.
My blaster's as big as yours.
That's funny.
Oh, speaking of that, that's funny because today I was watching Spaceballs, and I love that scene where Rick Moranis, is in there, and so I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Yeah. Yeah.
It's also
So,
like floppy, isn't it?
Look, speaking of lightsabers, I got a show and tell.
do
Check
it.
this out. So,
That's
you guys, are you guys familiar with my mini mall?
Yes.
Okay, so I made another one, but this one is brass accents. And I know it's kind of hard to see because
Oh, the green,
Wow.
like the
Look at
buttons in
that.
so these are the buttons right here.
there.
So
Oh hell yeah.
So you got the activation and the power on, and the accent one, and then it's got. You guys are talking about blinkies. It's got 4 blinkies. If I can get this to focus. Come on, focus,
Yeah.
focus, focus. There we go.
There you
That
go.
looks
got
so
4
cool in
blinkies.
brass, bro.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh, I like it.
My
So
God.
I machined these. I machined this part right here. I machined the ends, and then there we go. Now it's ready for install. So I got the chassis done. So here's the chassis, and these are where
Wow.
the individual pixels will go, and then the board,
Oh
speaker,
wow.
battery, and two.
My God, look at
Oh, I
that.
love the way the speaker is.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's focus here.
sideways.
Wow.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well done, man.
So that was
How
fun.
long did it like take you guys to get good with like those of you that have the 3D printer? How long did it take? Was it like 6 months or a year before you got to the level where you were printing out a chassis and then it like worked the first time out in the Saber and all?
Same week.
Really?
Wow.
It's not hard. You just got to know basic shapes, your circles, your squares, because we're dealing with cylinders.
Mhm.
So all you got to do is just make sure you have your cylinder that's going to fit. You're going to do your squares for your board, triangles, and then that's the basic stuff: the battery, the board, and the speaker. That's as basic as it's going to get. But obviously, with experience and you can do more complicated designs like this, which this isn't even that complicated. And what makes it look complicated is once you get the basic down, then you can start doing all the like cool little lines and little details and stuff, which make it really stand out. But it's not hard. It's not hard at all.
Which software, you mind me asking, Rob? Which software are you using?
Tinkercad.
Tinkercad. Okay. Yeah.
it's free.
My buddy Jack uses that too.
Oh, so it's like you get the 3D printer and then there's several programs that can work with it. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it's like something that.
Well, Tinkercad is where you do your designs. And then you have to, once you're done with your design and you're ready to print it, then you gotta export your design into a STL file, or there's other files, but I use STL. And then that file needs to be put through a like a coder for your printer. So once you put that file into the other program is where you do all your supports, where you're going to place the whatever it is you're going to print. And once that's done, then you save it as a G code, and that G code you put it into your computer, because that G code the printer's gonna recognize that G code, that it's for that printer, and then it'll just start printing whatever you want it to print.
Wow.
So there's 3 steps. You got to design it, you got to code it, and then print it.
And like the printing is kind of hands off. It's just doing it while you're doing something else, and then you come back and it's the piece is ready, or you got to break bits off it.
No. Well, yeah, you do. So there is a cleanup process as well, but just to get the chassis done is, like I said, you design your chassis, you code it so that it can be printed in the printer that you're going to use, and then you print it. Once you hit that start button, you can walk away, as long as your printer is leveled and it's got enough filament and you crossed all your check marks. Then you can just let it print, walk away, and in a few hours you come back and it's done. And then once it's done printing, then you remove the support, you clean it up, and you're good to go.
Rich says that chassis designing is by far his favorite part of the Saber building.
Yeah, I got to get better at that part, the 3D printing.
Yeah, man, it's super easy.
Designing.
Super easy.
I'm thinking about
getting
something, because it's just like I'm so behind not having that. Like that's incredible.
Let's see. Chuck also Chuck says that on the lightsaber discussion, I just think like Star Wars, The Force, great characters. Harry Potter carries a bit of same wizardry, wands, characters, or no?
Yeah, like I think you could carry those like Harry Potter type themes, like the classes, for example, like you guys were talking about lightsabers. There could easily be like, I mean, I don't know if like it would be boring for the Jedi to go through like a class to learn about lightsabers, but I guess it could also be the class where you build a lightsaber. I could imagine it takes the whole semester to put together your first lightsaber. Just like if you take like a shop class and you have to build something. I mean, it could take like the whole semester for you to come out with that like final thing that you were making in shop class, you know, the thing that you were planning the whole term.
No, that's bullshit. The teachers hold you back. They just tell you, they should just tell you, make this, and you fucking go make it, and it'll be done. They treat us like we're idiots. I remember when I went, because I had shop class, I had wood shop and metal shop. And to make a fucking tool tray, it took all fucking semester, it took like 3 months, right, to make that thing. When in reality, we could have made it like within the week. Because they're giving us
they got down to brass tacks and just told you how to do it.
Yeah, just tell us how to fucking do it. Let's do it. The same thing with machining. Like I could have gone. I learned everything through YouTube. I just watched some channels, learned what the safety stuff, learned what I needed to learn, and I went and did it. As opposed to paying thousands of dollars to go and learn at a trade school and how to do what I can do, I just taught myself, and I was making sabers like that first week.
Way to do it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, eventually that's what I'd like to do.
Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You just gotta obviously be safe. Know what you're working with. Know your boundaries, your limits. Know what your tools can and can't do, and then just you add them. You bring them all together, and then that's when you start making your magic.
Yeah,
Agreed.
absolutely.
So what do you guys think of this? Like,
refrigerators, go ahead.
This is something I found on my trip. I found it at a gas station. Doesn't it look like a lightsaber?
Yeah,
it does.
It really does.
I'm gonna open it for you guys. Look, it has a torch at the bottom. Like it says it's got like all these tools. It says 15 in one. It looks like a lightsaber though.
It does.
It does.
Absolutely.
Damn.
I'll pop it open and we'll see. This was $25. So let's see. If
Damn.
That
Is
is
it like
metal?
that looks like a lightsaber Mando
metal,
would
but
have. That looks like a lightsaber Mando would have. You know.
There's gonna be some people bummed on the channel if it's better than a Savvy's workshop.
Right.
Fake lightsaber.
all right, it's metal. Oh, look at that! It is a lightsaber.
Oh damn!
Damn.
It's got a Kree XP40.
Let's gut it and build it
Damn.
and turn it into a saber, man.
Just put a blade on it and there you go, man.
How did that even turn on? Like,
Wow.
oh, look. Oh my God! It strobes. It's got a
multi-chip
laser, I think.
Damn.
So,
Yeah, look.
Is it metal?
It's metal.
It is
it,
metal.
Oh damn!
It is like it's like thin aluminum. Oh, look up here. It's got a bottle cap opener. It's got a charger port. I guess it has a battery inside.
So when you're done doing it, you
Damn.
can pop a cold one.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see how this. I'm gonna burn myself.
I'll drink to that, dude.
Oh. It's got a lighter. I don't know if it's gonna light.
If it's a jet fuel, the Hacksmith built it, I bet.
Oh,
Is that worth it or what? That's a
It's
20.
like a little baby lightsaber now.
the baby lightsaber.
You get a real lightsaber, but it's only an inch tall,
Yeah.
and it's got a
That's
belt clip
classic.
for your belt. That part's metal too. Like, so what are the? Oh, you know what? These aren't buttons. These are magnets, I guess. Like,
Yeah, they're magnets.
stick on something. I don't know if I have anything metal
Put a
here.
cover tech on it. You're good to go, bro.
That's actually a great idea for a cover tech if you get strong enough magnets.
Yeah.
What else does it have? It says 15 in one. Oh, maybe it unscrewed. Maybe there's something in it.
Toolkit.
I don't know.
Toolkit. Toolkit.
Yeah.
boat.
I
Screwdriver.
took it with that. Yeah, all he's got to do is built-in chassis for it, man.
It's for grilling. It's for powerful magnets. Okay. Torch can be locked on. Refillable butane. Bottle opener. Oh, the flashlight pivots. Let's try that.
Oh dang!
Oh yeah, look at that. It's like the World War II style flashlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you got a
toolkit.
now you got a curve saber.
Your saber doesn't do that.
Fuck.
That's awesome.
That's
you got
pretty
you
nice.
gotta put a soundboard in it now, Space. Then you'll be just like the hacksmith.
Right.
Here you go, World War II lightsaber.
Yeah, I could probably connect. Yeah, I could probably connect like one of those blade, like those old TCSS blade holders on here.
There
and
you
it would
go.
Get like it like a stunt. Not bad, not bad. Gas station pickup.
How much, Ant?
$25.
Worth every penny.
It was the only one
Right.
left, so I don't know if they only had one.
I
But,
want one now.
Wow.
What's the name of it? I want to order one online.
It's called Torch Blue. Torch Blue, 15
They
in
just
one.
sold 100 of them just now.
I'm gonna get my phone. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
See how much they are on Amazon. At the gas station, it was like
and you need to
$25.
get the commission off of that now.
Yeah, man.
I think it's pretty cool that has a laser.
You know the designer that made up the AutoCAD files for that thing was a Star Wars fan. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
gotta be.
this looks exactly like who's the one that held up at Ultra Sabers before Mundo? Doesn't this look
Yeah, I mean,
like the Ultra Sabers?
It
Like
does.
catalog?
It pretty close to it, man. Look at that.
Same size almost, right?
It actually cut. If you were to think about it, it actually looks like one of those stormtrooper sabers, man.
Yeah. And it already comes with a belt clip. I mean, you kind of can't get better than that. And it's not too heavy. I thought this was going to be heavier. I was like, who wants to carry that as a lighter? But it's actually not too bad because it does look like a saber, like you said. So you can't really go wrong if it looks like a saber.
Rechargeable lithium. Is it a C USB or is it a micro
It's
USB?
USB-C.
Damn, that's some modern shit right there.
Really?
High
Up
tech.
to date.
Nothing
It's got
on eBay.
it's got 200 lumen LED light, and it comes with a little charger too, right there.
That's awesome.
Oh, you know what? When I bought it though, I thought that port was to like charge your phone, but I guess not. That's to charge this thing. Oh, okay. I thought this was like one of those, power banks as well.
It'll go
Happy
either.
4th,
It
Blues
will
Bro.
go either direction. Fake lightsaber.
Oh, the
So-
Blues Bro is here. What's going on? What up, Windu? What's going on, buddy? Happy
What up, Blues
4th,
Bro?
y'all. Happy
Happy
4th
4th.
of July. It is 4th of July where I am at. It's almost 1 in the morning now. Chuck says, wow, nice Saber bash for sure. We were shopping Home Depot for flashlights to mod. Yeah, no, Home Depot's got some sweet flashlights though too.
Yeah.
Like they do. And like some of those new LED lights, they're like they got the like the knurled grip, kind of like this, but more like Maglite style.
Yeah, they got the $40 ones that look almost too close to lightsabers, man.
Yeah, they're good. Those are good ones.
I got a quick show off for fancy flashlight mode we were talking about.
I
So
found
I
it.
picked-
$25.
How much?
$25. I found
Oh,
it.
okay. Nice.
Oh wait, let me kick on a light. So I picked this up for Barbara's sister's son. He just graduated from high school and he's been begging for a saber. And so I was like, yeah, this was under $100. It was used.
That's
Got a couple
nice.
little-
That looks like a
little
Kyle
dings in it.
Katarn.
Well, it's by a company called Maz, and I don't know if it's one of these LG.
I've heard of it. I think they're good.
It's all right. It's got smooth swing, but it's not like smooth swing like CFX or Proppy smooth swing. It has like kind of a lamer version of smooth swing, but it works. But what I was impressed with is you can buy 2 of them and make a staff. So this is already a coupler. You want to make a staff, right? And then here, let me fire it up.
Pixel? It's a pixel saber?
No, it's a fancy flashlight. So, but what impressed me is like, you unscrew this section, right? Then you've got a clear chassis Saber Studio. So I don't know what this is. It doesn't have an SD card. You can't change the fonts, but it came with 10 pretty decent fonts on here. It's got Clash lockup.
There were a couple old boards back in the day that used to have the sound fonts were embedded into it.
That's what this is. You can't change them. But I thought this is a great starter saber for somebody, was what I was thinking. But what really impressed me is you can break the whole thing down.
Oh wow. Yeah, the top of
And
it
then-
looks like an Obi-Wan, like an advanced, like an Obi-Wan style episode 2 saber a little bit. The
That's
emitter.
actually why I bought it. Yeah, because I was like, maybe I'll gut it and just because I really like this emitter. I thought that was pretty
nice.
pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
Rich says it's an LGT RGBX board.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what I started doing a little bit of research, and I knew that it had to be LGT type of stuff. So I was just trying to find him a starter saber, but I was like, this Maz company is pretty decent. I got it used, so it was less than $100.
Wow, less than 100. Did you have to add that battery, or that battery was there?
It's
No,
an
the battery was in
RGBX
there.
core. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So the whole what I liked about this is the whole chassis lights up from the front and the back.
Wow, that's nice.
Well, guys, I'm gonna let you guys. Wow, guys, I'm gonna have to go, so I'm gonna let y'all go, and y'all have a great rest of the evening.
Mundo, you too. Happy 4th. Maybe we'll see you tonight on Mundo Monday.
Oh, you will. You will. Right now, I just got to kind of get my stuff together. Even though I got to work tomorrow, I'm kind of the cook for tomorrow. I'm going to queue it up for the company.
Oh, there we go. Can't go wrong with Mundo as the cook. I've seen what you can make.
So yeah, I got to get my stuff together so I can make sure I have it and get it going for tomorrow. I cooked up for the family. I queued it up tonight for the family. Made some fajitas and chicken breast. So yeah,
they're in a food coma now.
So yeah.
All right, guys, I got to dip too. So
all right, Rob.
On that note, thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Cool.
Happy 4th. Be safe. I'll talk to you guys tonight.
All right.
Yeah. See you tonight. Mundo out. Peace.
Later.
Later, Mundo.
I like Harris's background too. Look at that. He's got a spaceship going. He is on board the Destiny. I didn't know that. He's walking around the Destiny somewhere. I didn't know.
That's pretty wild.
Oh, Chuck says it sounds like it may be an LGT chassis.
Yeah,
and then Rich says, yeah, it's an RGBX core. Chuck says, good night, guys. Thanks for the shares. Yeah, we're always showing you guys some weird eBay pickups at Jedi Arms Dealers. Always picking up stuff off eBay. You even have some better searches than I got saved, because I get all like the Crystal Focus lightsaber emails like, oh, lightsabers posted, but you must get even more.
I'm just curious about some of the cheap, like what do you get for under $100, nowadays type of thing. So it is a bummer that you can't change or manipulate the fonts on there, but if you're looking for like a saber for a family member, less than $100, you can't go wrong.
And they'll be super stoked that it has sound, because like any kind of smooth swing's gonna sound good. And if you could switch fonts, I mean that's pretty cool. Like for me, like a saber can it can have one sound font, and that's fine. Like that's like a real lightsaber. It could have one color, and that's fine. Like that's like a real lightsaber.
Yeah, no, this one's RGB. It's got 3 long music tracks on it.
Nice.
4, and then it's got 10 fonts. So I was like, that's a perfect starter saber. And it's dual worthy. They claim you can bash the hell out of it. So there you go.
Very cool. Well, I think that's about all we had. I'm looking around to see if there's any other thing I want to show you guys. I think that was it. We do want to do a show on Civilized Sabers channel, talking about like all the different types of blades that we make at Civilized Sabers. Because I know there's been questions about TriStar, QuadStar, Pentastar, the different blades we make over at Civilized Sabers. So we do have a channel for Civilized Sabers at Civilized Sabers on YouTube. So go subscribe there. And when we're ready to do the live stream, I don't know when it's going to be, probably in the next week. We're probably going to do a live stream, something titled like discussing the TriStar, QuadStar, Pentastar, something like that, or TriStar, QuadStar, Pentastar, your questions answered. So if you have questions about those type of blades or any of the type of stuff that we make at Civilized Sabers, like drop by that stream. We'll be live. Harris will be there answering questions. I'll answer questions about the blades and things like that. So if you guys see questions on Facebook or different places, bring them to that live stream. We'll try to get those questions answered for you. Like I said at the top of the show, we're going to do a SABERTALK UK starring Fulcrum and the Force, who's going to be there from YouTube, and Absolute Sabers. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be at a different time. I'll announce that probably on my Instagram, SpaceWindu, probably on this channel, SpaceWindu on YouTube. Make sure you community posts and stuff like that. And don't forget, come by tonight. We're going to do a July 4th stream for our regular show on Mundo Monday. Harris, you want to say anything before we roll out of here?
Yeah, we'll see you next time around.
Yeah, you're going to be here tonight, right? You'll be around later?
Yeah.
Stop by and say hi about like, I don't know, 10:30 or so. We'll do our Mundo Monday live stream. Mundo will stop by, and Rob and Jedi Arms Deal, are you able to come by tonight as well?
I think so. I don't see a reason why not. I just got to dig up another eBay saber, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you got something to show us. You got stuff in your house that you don't even remember buying.
Exactly.
Because I got this stuff too. I have like Saber drawers open up like, oh, look at this one.
Yeah. I haven't played with this in a few years.
Oh, Blues Bro, thank you so much. TriStar looks amazing, brother. Thank you. Rich Sangilla says, did you see your Carly King shout out on her channel? If you mean the video, yeah, we really enjoyed watching that video. Me and Harris got like a high off watching her kind of unbox those TriStar sabers and then actually wield them with her amazing skills. So that's actually one of the things wanted to talk about on the next live stream. So if you guys have questions about that stuff, we could answer them anytime. But we figured we could do a special live stream on the Civilized Sabers channel to talk about all that stuff too. So definitely make sure you're subscribed over on Civilized Sabers channel. Carly's really liking the blades. She in fact told me in a private message that she doesn't want to use any other type of blade. So I thought that was like the highest compliment we could get.
I feel the same way about my blade.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was just gonna say I feel the same way about my blades now.
Oh, nice.
I'm always just using the TriStar. I'm like, might as well just sell off the other ones. They're sick.
That's awesome. Mundo says, yeah, it was a great vid. She was awesome with the spinning. Yeah, it was crazy.
Lightning.
Like that background was crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, over the past week or two, I was walking around with my lightsaber blade, which is a dual star. So it means it has 2 strips in it, and not 3 like the TriStar, but mine has the 2 strips. And I was having fun with it, like in the daylight. I was surprised I could kind of see it in the daylight, so I was pretty happy with that. Like I had it in an enhanced.
Came out really nice, from your vacation.
Yeah. I think because like in those enhanced blades, like that was the enhanced blue, and the enhanced blades like draw in the light that it's like ambient light. So I think it was like the sun was like enhancing the blade. It was crazy. It was like actually brighter than normal.
Very cool.
Yeah, great shorts.
The Blues Bro says she really photographed them well, making them look killer. Yeah, I was pretty excited to see her reaction when she first turned it on. I was like, she was like blown away. So that was exciting. Says, yeah, man, the cave vids look so cool. Oh, thank you. I couldn't believe how well they looked in the ambient light. Yeah. I got a couple more short ones I'll have to post like tomorrow morning or something. Because I kind of got to this area I was telling Jedi Arms Dealer that looks like a Jedi temple. So I took a couple like pictures in front of that. It was pretty cool.
Like your failure in the cave.
Yeah. And they had a lot of caves there at that state forest. It was pretty cool. They had like lots of caves I thought bears must have been in.
Oh shit.
Like caves, like it's like the ground was like rocky, and then there was like a deep hole in there. It's like perfect spot for an animal. Or there was like a low spot where a deep cave was. I was like, there's bears in there for sure, because there's signs that was like, bears are present here and stuff. So I was like, that's a perfect bear house.
I got a question, Nat.
What's that?
If you came across a live bear, would you fight it with your lightsaber?
No. I had, what I had in my bag? I had like an asp, and like a police style asp for like an absolute emergency. But I still think even if I hit a bear with that, I mean, what's it gonna do? It's probably just gonna take my arm off, take my head off, right? It's just gonna annoy the bear. But I had to bring some kind of like weapon. I brought some gloves I bought off Instagram. You know, they get these Instagram ads, and it's like you could punch through concrete with these gloves. I was like, oh, sweet. So I bought them gloves, but it's like 98 degrees out there. I'm like, I'm not putting on these gloves. Not put on anything extra.
Didn't sign up for that kind of Jedi training.
Windows says, hey, did you see Rob's pic of Vader face?
Oh, when he went hiking? I think that's what Moon was talking about. The waterfall.
I saw the waterfall pics. They were crazy.
Yeah, that was cool. It looks like, I don't know, tears or Vader mask or something.
Oh, I did see that. I commented on that. I was like, that looks like a skull to me. Yeah, I did.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we will wrap up the show right there. So thanks to everybody that was in the comment section commenting and watching. Thank you so much. We'll be back tonight. Thank you, Jedi Hesh, Jedi Arms Dealer. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Do some barbecues.
Happy 4th.
Do whatever you got to do.
I'm kind of frazzled. I spent 2 days so far. I've been binge watching Stranger Things.
Oh, that's
so good.
That's a good way to spend your time, though.
So good.
I'm in the third season.
Oh, so you hadn't seen it before, and now you're picking it up?
Yeah, never watched it before.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
I basically I've been sitting on the couch in a t-shirt and my underwear, binge watching. How's that for a sight for you?
That's
classic
fun.
80s style. Yeah, you're up for an adventure, Harris. It's good. It's really good.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, by tonight you may have seen the rest of it. I got to catch up on the season 4. I watched the first part of season 4, and now they got another part of it out.
Yep.
Yeah, Mundo, may the force be with you. Thanks for being here tonight, and we'll see you guys in a couple hours.
Cool.
Get some sleep. Come back.
Right.
Light them up.
Go fight some
I don't
bears.
have anything yet. This is not powered up yet. I'll hold it up though.
Jedi Armstrong will take us out of the show with his saber. He'll defend us as we roll out. Have a good night, everybody.
See you all later.